This is KSL Sunday Edition with Deanie Wimmer.
Good morning and thank you for joining us for Sunday Edition, where we build up, inform, and celebrate Utah families and communities. Today we are spotlighting a Utah city for the innovative way they're catching kids up in math and helping them succeed in school.
We were blown away by the results.
Was there ever any pushback that, hey, we shouldn't be paying kids to do schoolwork?
We'll show you the unconventional approach that goes well beyond improving math scores. They're lowering crime rates and helping families. Then,
I think those federal dollars allow us to really focus first on the needs of the kid.
fearing funding cuts at PBS, the impact this could have on Utah families and getting our children ready to start school. And preventing what's known as the summer slide, some simple ways to keep kids reading when school's out for the summer.
The city of South Salt Lake is trying a new approach to helping low-income students succeed in school. Let me start by showing you some numbers. Students made 1 to 2 years worth of growth in math in 22 days. Youth crime is down 85%, and the goal for graduation is 100%. Here's how the Promise Partnership Utah team is changing lives in their city. You found some real success with something you tried last summer.
Last summer, yes. We ran a summer math program, and we started with about 19 incoming 7th graders at Granite Park Junior High, and we had teachers that were working with them on an iReady math program, and we incentivized the kids participating. We incentivized the families to get their kids here. And the coolest thing from that is that we had 19 kids start, we had 14 kids finish, and of those 14 kids, we had a gain of 22 grade levels in math, meaning that each one at least gained a year of additional math proficiency.
A lot gained 2.
Up to 3. 3 was our highest.
Okay, let's unpack a little bit. You said you incentivized students and their families. You paid them. What did that look like?
It was $500 for the kids to come and $500 for the families to get the kids here for 6 weeks.
So it's like a summer job for them. And it got them to finish.
Yeah, it got them here.
Got them here.
It got them here when they could be outside playing with their friends, doing other things, but really focusing on their math proficiency.
We were blown away by the results because, you know, what normally would take 2.5 years or 3 years for, a kid to be able to progress and increase the grade level, they did it in 22 days, so it's pretty impressive.
It's just one idea they saw when city leaders, educators, and community advocates traveled with a Utah business donor to the Harlem Children's Zone a decade ago. The HCZ, as it's called, has received national recognition for transforming an area where 10,000 children live in some of New York's toughest neighborhoods.
And it was an opportunity to see that what would happen if we prioritized our youngest residents and making sure that they get through the educational system here in our community with a little bit of added support.
Was there ever any pushback that, hey, we shouldn't be paying kids to do schoolwork?
We saw it work in Harlem, and it was the one thing, we built so many different things from what we saw in Harlem that it was the one thing that we hadn't really done was like that pay to participate or that incentivizing kids to participate.
How big of a deal is it for a kid if they can make up 2 years of math in their summer?
The level of confidence that we saw, and then continuing on into the school year, right, as they come back for the after-school program at Granite Park, and just their confidence that they can learn anything.
They paid for it through private donations and multiple grants, and have now incorporated what they learned into after-school programs and summer enrichment.
It was one of the coolest things I think that we've tried, to have such strong data that supports this kind of work.
And I would imagine there's research that shows you can either pay now in this way, or you pay later when you have to remediate them.
Yeah,
or
there's so much data that shows if we can run interventions in, getting them ready for kindergarten, having them reading where they need to be in grade 3, because you learn to read until grade 3 and then you read to learn after that. So if our kids aren't where they need to be, it's just a slow slip every year.
The Summer Math Boost is just one thing they're trying. They've got after-school programs and summer programs. On this day at the community center, they had camping with cops.
Give us 5. Yeah, there you go. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They went up and hiked Donut Falls today. Then they get to spend the day with our officers, with our youth resource officers, our school officers, and our community outreach officers. And they get to experience some different things. This whole week is filled with activities involving with the police department and different divisions in the police department, like our K-9 unit and traffic. And they get to learn a little bit about what police work is, but also we get to go do some fun things. We're gonna go visit the Tracy Aviary, we're gonna go to the zoo. The final day, which is gonna be really hot, is Cowabunga Bay, and we get to go swim with them. And it's a great partnership that we have with Promise South Salt Lake, with Granite School District, to be involved in their schools, teaching the NOVA program and having a school resource officer at Granite Park Junior High. And so it's just really an impactful pro-social activities that we provide for the youth in our community.
It doesn't sound like traditional police work. Cowabunga Bay and the aviary?
It's not, but it's fun, and it's really what community policing's about. Being there for all of our community members.
In fact, the mayor says youth crime rates over recent years are down 85%.
We've been building this cradle to career continuum for our youth for 13 years. Over the time that we've taken to build it since 2012, we have lowered our youth arrest rates in South Salt Lake by 85%.
Student Kanea agrees. She plans to spend much of her time here.
I've been doing boxing, and I think it's like really fun. It's a fun way how to learn to defend yourself. It's also a really good activity to do if you're bored, if you have nothing to do after school. It's really nice.
Another goal for the Cradle to Career plan for South Salt Lake is 100% high school graduation.
High school graduation is such a predictor of post-secondary success, and so working collaboratively with Granite School District, with Promise Partnership Utah, and here in South Salt Lake and in Mill Creek City, we are committed to 100% graduation in 5 years at Cottonwood High School. So that's really thinking about the academic outcomes that kids need to meet to be on that pathway to high school graduation, as well as the sort of basic needs supports that help families stay stable, stay in schools, so that kids can have the best educational outcomes.
We want our kids to know that everybody that works for the city of South Salt Lake, regardless if they're a police officer, a firefighter, Promise, they're in the mayor's office, in their finance, whatever, like, we talk about our kids and their pathways through our community whenever we're together as a cabinet. They're our priority, and they're our future.
What would that mean to the kids who are in these programs now?
Yeah, it would mean that we are seeing greater success rates in math outcomes, reading outcomes, and then that goal of 100% graduation from high school, and hopefully they're able to reach that post-secondary success goal.
So that they become members of your city.
Yeah, our kids now are our future workforce, right? And so we're just hoping that we can do some supports to help make that next generation feel as successful as possible as they're entering the next stage of their life.
What a cool commitment. That's how they're keeping kids engaged. How can you keep your kids engaged learning over the summer break? Well, PBS has been the go-to for parents for generations, but potential funding cuts could change that. Up next, the impact to Utah families and some simple things that we can do to help children avoid the so-called summer slide. Plus, inside Southern Utah's surge, how St. George is dealing with major growth and what leaders are doing to try to protect their precious resources.